Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech and tvOS 17 released to the public. This particular update brings quite a few significant updates and changes to tvOS on Apple TV. And this year, Apple's supporting basically the same devices with Apple TV 4K and Apple TV HD. It takes about 15 minutes or so to install depending on your internet connection, and like I said, brings significant updates, which were released alongside iOS 17, iPadOS 17, watchOS 10, and macOS 14 is coming a little bit later. We also have a HomePod update as well. If you want to use your iPhone and maybe wake the Apple TV up and go in and use that instead of the Siri Remote, you can do that and it will automatically log you into your profile that's attached to your iPhone. So maybe you have one, then maybe your spouse or significant other actually logs in with their phone and wakes up the Apple TV, or maybe a child. It will automatically switch between those profiles. tvOS 17 updates the interface, so we have 6 apps across the display now, making more room for whatever we want. We can see more at once. It just makes it a little bit easier. Also, the Control Center gets a major update. On our controller, press and hold the little Control Center button, and now we're in Control Center. You'll see it's completely redesigned, and in the main screen, we have power off. We have our audio settings, so if we tap on audio, we can see things such as our different HomePod speakers or anything else we have. We'll talk more about that in a moment. We also have game controllers that may or may not be connected. And then also we've got some accessibility settings, some lock settings, so if we want to set up content purchases or other restrictions, we can do that. We can also search from here. We have a sleep timer, and the sleep timer allows for setting it up for maybe 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 15 minutes. And what that means is we can set it maybe for an hour, and if we fall asleep, it will just shut off on its own. Additionally, we have focus modes for Do Not Disturb, and then our Wi-Fi. At the top, we have our profile in the upper right, and in our profiles, it will auto switch, but you've got different profiles for each person that might be using the Apple TV within your family that's connected to your account. And also, if we go over 2 more, we also have our settings for different home controls. So maybe you have a camera or you have different scenes for different things within your house, whether that's lights or something else. You can set that up, press the button, and it will activate. So some really nice changes with the Control Center, making it much easier. There's a new feature that allows you to locate your Apple TV remote if you've lost it. It needs to be a 2nd generation Siri remote, and you need to have the latest firmware. So you'll need that on your Apple TV remote along with iOS 17 and tvOS 17. Now, the latest firmware update is 0x33, at least that's what it was for me when I updated. You could find it in the settings under your remote settings. And in order to get it to update, what you need to do is just place it near your Apple TV after it's on tvOS 17. It updates on its own. There's no way to actually force it to do this. I just set it on top or nearby, walk away, and then when I came back, it was updated. So once it's updated, you can now locate it. Go to your iPhone and then go to the Control Center, go to your remote settings here. And once you have your remote, tap on the top and you'll see Find. So you can actually locate it, tap on Find, and you'll see it nearby. It says that it's near, gives you haptic feedback, says that it's here. So it locates it, but it doesn't utilize the U1 chip. You can't find it via direction, but you actually can see haptic feedback or see feedback and feel haptic feedback to let you know where it is. Now, if I connect my AirPods, we'll just open these up here. I'll place one in my ear and they should connect automatically. Give it just a moment here and we'll go to our settings and you'll see that our AirPods are there. Let me connect them. Takes just a second to connect. I have a lot of devices nearby, so it may take a second. But once it's connected, we can see our different settings here. And once they're connected in the upper right, you'll see them in the top with the Control Center. If we go over to them, we have our options for noise control. So we have noise cancellation, transparency, and if you have AirPods Pro 2 on the latest firmware, we also have the new adaptive mode. We also have options for conversational awareness, spatial audio, spatialized stereo, and of course we can share audio as well. So really simple options. We can access them very quickly right from here. Siri has been updated and it can now answer more questions. It recognizes when I just say the word Siri, and I can ask it new questions such as, where was Mozart born? And it gives that information. That's actually the example Apple gives. So you can ask it more information and it works just like you would expect. Additionally, you can now use FaceTime. So here's FaceTime. Let me go ahead and grab my iPhone as it works with continuity camera. If I press on FaceTime, you'll see that it shows my profile. So let me go ahead and unlock my iPhone here. We'll do that and go ahead and press on my profile here. You'll see it pop up on my iPhone. I can tap on it and accept. Give it just a moment, and it says position iPhone camera. Place your iPhone near the TV in landscape orientation with the rear camera facing you. You can already see it there in the picture where it's sort of showing everything. Let me put it on a stand here so we can place it properly. And now I'm connected on another device. I have an iPhone 11 here that's controlling the camera. You can see that here. And then we have some options. So we can control our camera on our own camera that we're talking to the other person. We have center stage. And then we have portrait modes as well. So if we go into portrait modes, and we also have reactions. So if we turn on reactions, we can do things like holding our thumbs up, and it should give a thumbs up, as you can see there. Give a thumbs down, it does the same thing. So you have the option to do that, and it will react based on what you're doing. You have some other reactions as well. So it's great that we finally have FaceTime. We also have the ability to add more people if we want. So we can add additional people, go back in for options. You'll see the layout and more. So we have split view, we have full screen, and we can move it. So we can split the overall view, go back in for our options, go to the layout, go back to full screen, and we have all those options. So some pretty nice things that we have here. And additionally, we have SharePlay. We can add some people and more. So it's really nice to see them finally bring FaceTime to tvOS. Now, if we go into music, we have an update here as well. One thing we have is the ability to use Apple Music Sing along with continuity camera at the same time. So going along with FaceTime, so maybe we'll go to a song here. Let's see if we have this. We'll just turn it down. And let's go ahead and play this and see if we have Apple Music Sing. So we'll go to our lyrics. We'll go and turn on Apple Music Sing. We can adjust that however we'd like. Then, of course, we can go over to our camera. So if we go into our camera, we can connect to an iPhone or iPad, just like we did a moment ago. So let's go ahead and connect. Give it a second to connect. Again, it shows up on our iPhone. Tap accept. And then we can position the camera again. So let me do that. It realizes that it's positioned properly. And now we have lyrics along with what we're doing. So if I want to go down and disconnect that, I can do that. And then I have some filters to go along with it. So we can go to Stellar, we've got Neon, Aura, Sparkle, and if we want to sing along or have none at all, we can do that and then just sing along to whatever we're doing using karaoke. So that's a nice little feature they've added to go along with Apple Music Sing. We also have a bunch of really nice new screensavers. So if we go back, we'll go back out to our screensavers. They've been updated with new aerial screensavers. So if we scroll through, you'll see here's waves breaking on the shores of Tahiti. We've got over redwoods in Northern California. If we go over again, we've got the River Thames in London approaching the Tower Bridge. So some of these you've seen before, but we can continue through and they'll continue to download and change over time. They also allow you to use your Photos app for memories as well to go along with this. So if you want to use your memories as screensavers, you can do that. Apple TV 4K also offers Dolby Vision 8.1 support now as well. There's some additional settings if maybe you're watching a show on Apple TV. So if we go to TV Plus, we'll go down here. We'll just start the morning show, and I'll pause it, of course, but let's go ahead and start this. We'll resume the episode. And if we pause it, we've got some options here for dialogue. If we go in, we can reduce loud sounds, and then we have the original track and more. So we've got some nice options that help sort of bring out the voice so that you can hear that a little bit better. And if you have a HomePod second generation, you can actually separate the dialogue from the background noise and bring it forward to the center channel if you want to do that. So some really nice updates there. Apple Fitness gets an update as well. If we go into Fitness, you'll see we now have custom plans. So just like we do on iOS 17, we have some custom plans here. You again can customize the audio to focus on maybe the voice or the music, however you'd like. So if we maybe go down to, we'll go down to the next one here. We'll pause it, go up to our options. Over here, we can again reduce loud sounds, and with that HomePod 2, we can prioritize more of the volume altogether. Additionally, there's third-party VPN support with tvOS 17, and later this year, new tvOS apps from WebEx and Cisco and Zoom will take advantage of continuity camera as well. Additionally, there's a new way to recover this using your iPhone. And on Twitter or X, you can see Aaron P613 said you can now restore your Apple TV right from your iPhone. You'll get a prompt if there's a problem, and you can restore it directly from the iPhone itself instead of having to have maybe a Mac to do that a different way. So that's everything with tvOS 17, some really nice feature updates with the profiles, control center, and more. If you found anything I haven't mentioned, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And of course, if you'd like to get your hands on the wallpaper I have on my iPhone, I'll link that in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.